What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
For the longest time, I thought that Mick Jagger was his last name. I thought he just went by his last name, like a one-name guy, like Pink or something. And then I asked my dad one time, I was like, what is Mick Jagger's first name? And he was like, Mick? And I was like, Mick Jagger? Mick.
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
That women have 4 phases of their cycle and that you should be eating differently, exercising differently, working differently, mothering differently, and taking care of your skin and self differently every phase of your cycle. That women in their reproductive years, meaning from your first period to your last period, are completely left out of medical research, so any information that you're seeing on intermittent fasting, any type of diets, any type of certain exercises that you should be doing is all done on men and postmenopausal women, which means that those don't work for us. That working our lives around our cycle is actually the best way to take care of ourselves. That ovulation matters whether you're trying to have a baby or not, because if you're not ovulating every cycle, post-menopause you're at risk of deadly diseases like Alzheimer's, osteoporosis, and even cancer. That we have an infradian rhythm as well as a circadian rhythm. That period pain, cramps, and all the bad stuff that comes with periods are not actually supposed to be happening. That means you have a hormonal imbalance. And that fertility awareness is the best form of birth control.
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
Everybody does coke. Like, it is mind-blowing. Like, you would think, like, oh, dangerous. Nah, everybody does it. And just like, corporate world, everybody does it. And I'm just like, guys, chill.
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
Sex. You guys, I'm wishing I made this shit up. Unfortunately, I did not find out what sex was until I was 18. You're wondering how, right? I'm running out of time for...
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
So many people do cocaine.
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
I feel like I have to whisper this because it has the word nipple in it, but when women breastfeed, the milk doesn't come out of the nipple. And I felt like I should be the one to tell the people that.
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
El Chavo del Ocho song is actually Beethoven's Turkish March.
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
Let's see. Tattoo Roulette was scripted. Niall was never going to actually get that tattoo. Liam Payne was never actually scared of spoons. Liam also wasn't alone for his 16th birthday. His friends took this photo. This photo is not real. And 18 months actually means 5 years. Anyways, we're only getting no.
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
One Direction never finished the Infinity music video. There was never a final edit or video for Infinity. But there is a second music video for Midnight Memories, and we've just never seen it. And in that video, they're dressed like this. Have a good day, everyone.
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
Oh God, I learned that people who take long showers have one of 3 shower experiences. They're not just bathing, right? The first shower experience is a sense of existential self-awareness, right? Where you're in that shower, you're zoned out because you're like, I'm a human being. I breathe air. I have arms and shit. We're on a floating rock. Turtles are green. You're like going through it while the Old Spice is going down your body. You know what I'm saying? Number 2, you're singing your heart's content out to, you know what I mean, along to like a playlist. And in your head, you're like, I sound so goddamn good right now. So you sing like 4 more songs and you're like, I should start a singing career. But they never, pan out outside of the shower. And the last one is where you're either thinking of saying something to someone or thinking about what you should have said in response to somebody that you never got to say. It's the worst thing ever, honestly.
Something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't.
Temperaments. We don't really get taught this in school, but the 4 temperaments can really help you understand yourself and why you do certain things the way you do, and building your relationships and goals according to your temperament. Even foods, what you're supposed to eat according to your temperament. Fire, water, earth, and air are the 4 elements that make up the human body, and the 5th element being the soul, which is the strongest element. But the physical ones, these 4 elements make up the body, and whichever one is more dominant in your body becomes your temperament. For example, if you're phlegmatic like me, you have these attributes. And you can understand why you're so emotional. People just wonder why are they the way that they are, and this explains a lot. So if you have this temperament, water, which is wet and cold, you must be eating foods that are warm and dry to balance yourself. And if you'd like me to explain,
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
That we were all taught the wrong map growing up. The sizes of these are completely skewed, and there's this website that will show you the actual sizes, and it's kind of crazy. So this website lets you drag a certain country into a different one, and you can see the actual size. So Greenland looks massive, right? Well, if we drag the US, it's a little bit bigger than Greenland. That's the actual size comparison here, which is absolutely nuts. Or Russia, we all know Russia's huge, right? So we're gonna take the US, we're gonna put it in Russia and see it's not as big as we thought. It's a little bit bigger than the US, but not that much bigger. And if you wanna check out this website, it's called truesize.com.
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
There's nothing wrong with MSG. It's not going to make you sick. It is totally safe to eat. Those are all lies rooted in, you guessed it, racism. Now, back in the 1960s, this thing emerged called Chinese restaurant syndrome. Sounding racist yet? So, Chinese restaurant syndrome was when people would get headaches, skin flushing, sweating, symptoms like that after eating at Chinese restaurants. Now it's called MSG syndrome complex. MSG is monosodium glutamate, and notice that they tacked complex on at the end of it. That is because it is entirely in people's heads. There is no science to back up MSG causing these symptoms, but people were just so ready to believe that Chinese restaurants would make them sick. And if I haven't convinced you that it's racist yet, remember that monosodium glutamate is only ever an issue and people are up in arms when it's in Asian cuisine. Not when it's in their chips, their condiments, their frozen dinners, their soups, it's everywhere.
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
Don't date men.
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
The top 5 most common conditions that come along with ADHD are anxiety, depression, trouble with addiction, including food, sexual dysfunction, and sleep disorders. It's like the worst put a finger down challenge.
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier?
There is a website specifically for art reference photos where you can pick the angle of the head beforehand by moving the skull to any angle. You can also customize which animal to search for.
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
That the stock market is only for individuals that are rich already, when the real truth is just the stock market is just for anyone that's already educated on the subject. I will get your pen out for this. The thing is, if you at 19 years old invest as little as $100 into an index fund that follows the S&P 500 for the span of 40 years and getting just an annual return of just 9% could easily be looking at a little under $500,000. And that's just the beginning, baby. There's real estate too. Come on, follow for more.
Dance with me, 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 dance with me. I love the way you move. Every step is special. Let me say the truth. I love your expressions. You're never bad news, always a blessing. Let's walk to the moon like we're Michael Jackson. Let me see your hands in the air. Together let's move like we just don't care. Nobody can take away the things we share. Hope you don't mind how I need you like the air. Let me see your hands in the air. Together let's move like we just don't care. Nobody can take away the things we share. Hope you don't mind how I need you like the air. The way I love you, they don't understand. And it's crazy how you're my best friend. You're always in my mind, let's dance to the rhythm of your heartbeat. The way I love you, they don't understand. And it's crazy how you're my best friend. You're always in my mind, let's dance to the rhythm